and Modi. Along with that, a curious reference to the number 16. Viewers, Rahul Gandhi's speech in the Lok Sabha has blown into a political storm. As the debate over the women's reservation bill intensified, Rahul Gandhi launched multiple attacks on the centre. But it was his reference to magician of Sindoor and magician of Balakot that saw sharp rebuttals from Kiran, Rijiju and Rajnath Singh. Let's take a look at the excerpts of Rahul Gandhi's address.
Everybody knows how Indian society treated OBCs, treated Dalits, what was done to them, what was done to their women, what they were allowed to do, what they were not allowed to do, how they were blinded when they read certain documents, how metal was poured into their ears when they heard certain verses. This is a fact. Now, what is being attempted here is a bypass of the caste census. What they are trying to do is they are trying to avoid giving power, giving representation to my OBC brothers and sisters and to take away power from them. This is the agenda over here. That's the first agenda. Manuvad over Samvidhan. So I am telling you very clearly right now that the entire opposition is going to defeat this attempt of yours to attack the nation state and deprive OBCs and Dalits of their rightful place in society. I want to ask, corporate India, entire financial structure of India, where are the Dalits? Where are the OBCs? Where are the Adivasis? Top bureaucracy of this country. Aapka galti hai. Where are they? Judiciary, private sector, private hospital sector, healthcare sector, education sector. Earlier, there used to be something called the public sector. Public sector provided space for Dalits, OBCs. You've removed it, demolished it, handed it over to your friends. So you call OBCs Hindus, you call Dalits Hindus, but you do not give them any space in the power structure of this country.
And we have breaking news coming in at this point of time. Ahead of voting, there is a crucial meeting that's underway. It is Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju who's meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. To get us all the details, we have my colleague Pragya joining us. Pragya, what are these meetings about? Tell us about the outreach that the government has done through the day. Currently, it's Kiran Rijiju who's meeting the Prime Minister. What happened in the afternoon? Okay, we'll try getting Pragya in just a minute from now. But the latest update that we can share with our viewers is that ahead of the voting, which is set to take place somewhere around 6:30, and after that, we are getting to know that Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju is meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. As per sources, there is also information of some meetings that Union Home Minister Amit Shah is also undertaking. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, as per reports and sources are suggesting, is also holding a few meetings through the day. The government today has been sending out appeals to the opposition. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in one of his most emphatic appeals, spoke to the opposition directly and said that let's keep the women of this country in mind before we take any decision. We cannot let them down. They cannot be deprived of their rightful due. Pragya with us. Pragya, give us all the details, one, of the meetings that have been taking place and the outreach of the government. Currently, Kiran Rijiju is meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What happened through the day?
Absolutely, Sagarika, and there have been series of meetings, in fact, not just in the morning, but since last night as well, when Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah had met all the senior leaders, top leaders, and in fact, they have also been given tasks to reach out to the opposition. Kiran Rijiju has spoken to most of the opposition leaders as well, but Kiran Rijiju, because Prime Minister just came back to the Parliament, he had gone to the Prime Minister's office and had met Prime Minister, probably to give a lowdown on whatever has happened till now and what is the status of the bill and who are opposing and who are supporting this particular bill. Government has to take a decision on this particular thing, and also given the fact that government wants them to support it and government wants the women reservation to be implemented, looking at opposition's demeanor, it looks like that they are not going to support it. They have said it vocally as well.
Yes.
But here is appeal from Prime Minister again and again to all the political parties to not let women power of the country let down. And in fact, this is the time when they should get their due in the political decision making as well.
Right.
While every party is principally on board, they are not ready to accept that this is going to be passed. There are some excuses that these parties are giving. Despite the clarification that has come from
the primary opposition to the way the government has been approaching them with regards to these bills is the fact that they want the women's reservation to be delinked from the delimitation exercise. Now, Pragya, before we go again and listen into what Rahul Gandhi said in his speech, where he also mentioned that the entire opposition will defeat the government's intent, let's also talk about, once again, let me go back to my colleague Pragya. Pragya, once again, tell us about who all did Kiran Rijiju meet? What is the outreach, strategy of the government, and what did opposition leaders tell the ministers when they met them?
Well, Sagarika, the outreach has been to almost all the opposition parties, and in fact, various leaders have been given charge to speak to them. Kiran Rijiju has spoken to Akhilesh Yadav as well. In fact, there was a meeting in the morning where Home Minister had met Piyush Goyal. There was Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan also present. Kiran Rijiju also present in that. In fact, Ashwini Vaishnav is also present in that meeting as well. So it went on for quite some time, and there was a strategy that they were trying to devise on to how to ensure if there is some concrete suggestions as well. Can these suggestions be accommodated in the bill in the existing form? Is even that has been deliberated in the meeting. We are given to understand that government was also open to any concrete suggestion if it comes from the opposition. Okay. But it looks like that opposition is still, hopping on this delimitation point and also saying that we need it on 543 and not on the increased number of seats, which has been continuously an argument by the opposition leader. The government is of the view that we need women reservation, we need more women to come to parliament, and we want it in the present form. Otherwise, it is going to be delayed by years. So this is the this is the predicament that obviously opposition is also in, and government would also want the bill to be passed, because if not today, then it is going to be postponed for quite some time, because then it will be on the census that will come into effect post 2026.
Yes.
So, to avoid all of that, the government believes that every party should come on board, but it looks like that 2/3 of the number is a tightrope that the government is walking right now.
Yes, right.
Given the fact that no one
number, it is going to be a challenge because the government doesn't have that number, and that is why this outreach has been happening. Pragya is telling us about how the government reached out to Akhilesh Yadav, and for now the opposition has been telling the government and has been insisting that in the current Lok Sabha itself, on the current seats of 543, the reservation should happen. But the government is presenting a different argument. Before we tell you more and take you through the number game, let's once again listen into how Rahul Gandhi's reference to magician, especially when he said magician of Balakot and magician of Sindoor has been caught. And after that, how Rajnath Singh and Kiran Rijiju countered him on the floor of the House. Let's watch how that exchange took place.
असली ताकत होती है वो छुप के काम करती है, वो अपने आप को दिखाती कभी नहीं है। अब मैं ये आपको बता क्यों रहा हूं? Because there is, everybody knows, a partnership between our friend, the magician, and the businessman.
In other countries in